Everybody knows this guy. Now, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Jersey Joe on the radio, 927. What a wild day. Election day. A lot going on. The madness that's just taken over the world these days. And we're just trying to focus on Election Day. And right now, Michael Faulkner is a former New York Jet, yay, and Republican candidate for New York City Comptroller, live in the studio. Michael, how are you, man?
Joe, it is great to be with you, man. I'm excited. I'm, how do we say, jacked.
Yeah.
I feel the energy, it's...
I've been quoting you every time I saw you at the Columbus Day rally, and thanks for supporting the folks who don't want the statue down. We appreciate
the
that.
normal people.
I mean, really. And then you said one thing that I've been quoting over and over again. How your mama told you to try twice as hard. Twice as hard. As a young black man, you got to try twice as hard. And my Italians were the same way. That's the mantra, man. Don't complain. Don't make excuses. Just try twice as hard and stick it in the face. You know.
You got to get up early. You got to stay up late. You got to do what you got to do. And that's what we have to do as American citizens. One of the problems is I think we've all gotten a little bit lazy. We think democracy is just supposed to just supposed to happen because we're Americans. Think again. Yeah. We got to get in. We got to plug in. We got to dig in. We got to make it happen. Make our votes count. Talked to a lot of people today, said, hey, voted for me, and getting a lot of texts and emails and so forth. But it's exciting to be part of this process because it gets Americans engaged in the conversation.
So the Democrats are listening, I'm sure. And what makes you think, a better choice than Scott?
Because I'm not asking for 4 more years of do nothing. I've had 30 years of track record of activism, of doing stuff, of serving the people of New York. Scott's a nice guy, but he's been soft on de Blasio. He's been soft on our spending, soft on mismanagement, and I'm sorry. We need somebody who's going to be tough, who's going to watch our tax dollars, and who's going to give us the information that we need, not somebody who's going to, propose bureaucracy to cover bureaucracy. Expanding the size of government is not going to solve our problems in New York. We've got an affordability crisis, and that's not going to go away simply by more bureaucratic structure.
I know. You know what makes me laugh, too? This new tax reform thing by the president. And listen, I've supported the administration. I think President Trump's doing a great job. But listen, I'll say what it is, deal with it. That's the way I feel. It's me, Piscopo talking, right? I'm watching him. He looks great internationally. Then they come up with this tax reform. It's going to cost me personally a fortune. I ain't no Donald Trump with $10 billion.
Well, that's the first cut.
Yeah.
They can't keep it that way.
Yeah.
They can't. They're going to have to change it, Joe. Because I'm saying the same thing in New York, New Jersey, where it was like,
no.
Hello.
Then they turn it around. They go like this. And Mike Pence, who I love Mike Pence, by the way. He goes. Well, the states will then change their way of thinking. I tweeted out the states will never comply. Right. Like all of a sudden, we're going to get slammed with a federal tax, that we're going to have to pay more on. And then Andrew Cuomo, and even in Jersey, God forbid, the Democrats get in Jersey, it's going to be like, they're going to say, pull back the tax because the burden on the federal level is too much. Yeah. What politician is going to do that?
Hello. We've been talking about the balance of payment deficit. In New York City, we pay $117 billion in federal taxes. $117 billion.
Wow.
For the 5 boroughs.
It's a country, man.
It's a country. And then we only get back $61 billion in goods and services.
Bingo.
And there's $56 billion that we leave on the table. Yeah. And they're going to ask us for more in the federal No. We can't do that.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of issues in New York City that need to be solved. We got the money to solve them. We just don't need to give it all to the federal government and then beg for it back. I'm sorry. That's going in reverse.
Why do politicians think about creating revenue? I've never heard a politician say that. Create revenue.
Joe, we should have a requirement. I'm all for term limitations, by the way.
Yeah.
Right, Frank?
Yeah.
Amen. All for term limitations.
Yep.
I'm all for term limitations. But we should have a requirement that you have had to have, before we elect you, you will have had to have had a job a real job outside of government for at least 4 years. For at least 4 years. I mean, the guy I'm running against, Scott Stringer, has never had a job outside of government.
Well, we like Scott. And listen, I like Phil in Jersey. I like all the.
I ran into a woman yesterday that worked for him on the street. She said, "Oh, Scott's a nice guy." I said, "I agree. He is a nice guy. Unfortunately, we don't need a nice guy in the controller. We need a pit bull. We need a Michael Faulkner. We need a defensive lineman. That's what we need."
Look at you, man. Football. My boy's playing football now, and so we're going to the Jets. I'm taking him to the Jets Chiefs. You're too young. There's a guy named Walter White who I love. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs. Do you know Walter?
I know Walter. Yeah.
He's just not one of the great humans on the planet.
Oh, my goodness.
He's one of the funniest, great guys. So I know all the ambassadors on the Chiefs. I sang the national anthem at Arrowhead, man.
Wow.
Yes, 75,000 people.
Wow.
75,000 people go, are now singing the national anthem from Saturday Night Live. Joe Piscopo in the crowd went, what? What was that? What was that? Who? What? 75,000 people. You hear a gasp. Who? What?
Oh, my goodness.
And I nailed it. By the grace of God, I nailed it with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kansas City. Oh, and then Walter and I become best friends, so we're going to see the Chiefs and the Jets on December 3rd, man.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. Hey, you know what? I might get tickets. I might join you.
Oh, we'd love that,
I'll
man.
be on the Jet side, but I'll see you.
Come on over. We're doing a dinner beforehand, and then we're going to go out with Tyler Epp from the Chiefs.
Okay.
He's does all the business, so it's great. I don't know, but again, I know you're running for office, and Michael Faulkner is the man's name, and he's a great American and a great New Yorker and a great guy. When you take those hits, though, man, I watched my boy get hit in freshman football.
Yeah.
Makes me nervous. You look good though. You're not limping or anything.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I was the hammer, not the nail. Okay, so I tried to dish out the punishment, but the other thing is, kids football now, I believe, is safer now than it ever has been. And we forget something too. At the younger ages, you don't have the physical. It's physical. It's a tough game. It's a collision sport. But the impact that you're having is not like it is with the older guys that are moving so fast and so much body mass. When you get guys 275 pounds moving at the speed of light.
It's a car crash.
It's a car crash.
And people don't understand, Michael, when you're on the sidelines of an NFL game, I've had that privilege, you know.
Right.
It sounds like two cars crashing when they hit.
Yeah,
I don't know how you, and there's no metal rods in you or anything like that?
No.
I had
a knee injury, and then I had some back stuff, but nothing serious. I mean, literally, we used to call it getting your bell rung.
Yeah.
In high school, you got your bell rung. Oh, okay, and the coach would laugh. He go, sit out a couple plays, right? Thank God, everything works. Everything worked. All the cognitive abilities there, but some would challenge that. They say, man, you're running for office in New York. You're a Republican, you're conservative, and you're running for office in New York. And guess what? I'm campaigning in housing projects. But here's the thing, and this is the honest to goodness truth. People are listening, they're getting it, and they're saying, you know what? You're right. We agree with you. What do we need to do? And so I just need to get the major and I'm so glad to be part of the Reform Party family, because you know what? It gives people the option to really vote and make their vote count.
Individually. You're absolutely right. I say the same thing in Jersey. Don't blindly vote. Do not blindly vote. Listen to the individual. Listen to the cause, the program, exactly what you're proposing. Because people go in, and you know what they do? They will literally bus in folks and just say you're going to vote this way, you're going to vote that way. Avoid that at all costs. Show up today. Don't stay home.
Absolutely. This is the day when we as Americans fulfill our civic responsibility. It is a responsibility. It's not just a right to vote. We have the responsibility because this helps our democracy move forward.
Michael Faulkner, he's a former Jet, running as a Republican in the city of New York, for Comptroller. Godspeed, Michael. Great to see you. Maybe I'll see you on the 3rd, my brother.
Absolutely.
Take care,
Absolutely.
man. All right,
Thanks.
take care. Nice to see you.
If it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.